My name is Barbara Rogers, and I am a cancer survivor. When I was diagnosed with cervical cancer in 1974, it didn't affect me much. I was young, and we had caught it so early. When I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2004, it was a different story. I was in shock. I connected to death immediately. After leaving the doctor's office, I just sat in my car and cried. I gave myself a good little pity party. When I got home, I told my husband. For a minute, I didn't know what to expect. He got real quiet. Then he came over to me and put his arms around me. Oh, he held me so tight. He said, "Baby, we're going to get through this." My husband never touched me like that before. His hug reassured me. It made me feel so safe. I didn't feel alone. I always believed in God, but I wasn't really spiritual. I began studying the Bible, and I found this passage, Psalms 107:20. He sent his word and healed them and delivered them from their destructions. The cancer was the destruction. I believed that I was healed and delivered. So when I finished my treatment and was told that I had to take tamoxifen, I said no. I told my doctor, no, I am healed. I believe that I was healed when I said it, and I've been cancer free since.
My name is Keisha Thompson, and I am a cancer survivor. When I found out that I had cancer, I was angry. Cancer isn't supposed to happen to me. I pass on the hog maws at family gatherings. I have a vegan diet. I detox 4 times a year. I'm young. No one in my family has cancer. I certainly didn't feel like I should be diagnosed with breast cancer. I knew this anger wasn't good for me, but I couldn't ignore the anger or the cancer. I began to learn how to surrender but not retreat. I had to do my research, find the right doctors, ask questions, and accept help. My age really affected how I felt about my diagnosis. There are long-term side effects that young survivors have to think about. My immediate thought is, what do you do when you want to breastfeed and you don't have breasts? I always wanted to be a mom that breastfed.
My name is Monica Kasura Wells, and I am a cancer survivor. Death is not an option, it is inevitable. I accepted death as a part of my life a long time ago. I've always been diligent about my checkups. Despite this, it took a long time before I was finally diagnosed with lung cancer. Although they saw something in my mammogram for at least 3 years, the doctors said it was nothing. In 2010, I was misdiagnosed with asthma. In March 2013, I went to the emergency room and was told I had lung cancer. Despite what's going on with me, I am still interested in other things. People forget that I am not cancer. Dealing with people's feelings, expectations, and how they believe I should feel is a lot of work. Having lung cancer has really opened my eyes to the hierarchy among cancers. Breast cancer is at the top of the hierarchy. Susan G. Komen did a good job with making breast cancer respectable and acceptable. Lung cancer is the most stigmatized of cancers. The first thing that people ask me is, were you a smoker? It's as if they are saying I did something to cause this. What if I did smoke? So what? What does it matter? I have cancer.
My name is Shirley Bush, and I am a cancer survivor. Nothing prepares you for cancer. Nothing prepares you for life. Just because I have cancer doesn't mean I'm going to stop living. As long as I'm living, I know things will continue to happen to me, so I just stay positive. A lot of people who have cancer look normal. When people think about cancer, they think about people with bald heads over toilet bowls. Unlike most people, I never had chemo. I never lost my hair. I didn't feel fatigued or nauseated. I had radiation, and I was in and out of the hospital. A lot of people who have cancer look normal. They look just like me. When I was younger, cancer was scary. It was a death sentence. No one talked about the disease. One day you heard someone had cancer, and the next they were dead. The cancer is common. Cancer doesn't have to be a death sentence. Cancer is curable, especially if you catch it early. Recently, I learned that kidney cancer I had in 1999 metastasized, and it's in my blood, lungs, and pancreas. With my new diagnosis, I don't know if I'll be as lucky as I have been. I am optimistic. I'm not afraid. I have faith in my doctors, and I have faith in God.
Kerry Washington, cancer survivor. I always thought that cancer would take me out. I didn't live the healthiest of lifestyles. I smoked for many years. At the same time, it could have been a number of factors that contributed to the cancer. Stress? I don't know. No one does. I was diligent about getting my checkups and mammograms. I got them every year. But at 46, my life was full of work and school and service projects. I was stressed out. It slipped my mind, and I skipped my annual mammogram. My partner and I adopted a small kitten. Things were cool. He was adjusting. Then a few months in, he started jumping on my chest. He did this every night, and I was like, what is up with this kitten? One night, he jumped on my chest, and I felt this lump. I sought treatment at Georgetown. Unfortunately, I was unable to secure an appointment for 3 months. I understood the seriousness of a lump. Finally, I called the Washington Hospital Center. Within 3 or 4 hours, I had an appointment. It was cancer. It was tough. I was given a lot of options. I was given the option between lumpectomy, a mastectomy, or a bilateral mastectomy. None of the options provided any absolutes when it came to survival or preventing recurrence. For the most part, I'm a pretty stoic person. I didn't cry at all or break down. It's just not in me to cry. When they told me that I had to go in for a second surgery because they missed the margins, I broke down. I cried. I cried a lot. Cancer changes everything. I reevaluated my friendships, my job, my schooling, my whole life. I realized that I was living at a very high level of stress. If it weren't for the cancer, I probably wouldn't have gotten out of the stress. I have some lingering side effects from my treatment. The biggest issue is neuropathy in my limbs. At its peak, I had difficulty standing, driving my car, sleeping. It was painful. One day I realized if I didn't do something, my full feeling would never return. I started walking and playing tennis again. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be doing this if I hadn't had the cancer. I participated in the Exposures Project because I always loved photography and I wanted to learn about it. I also wanted to connect with other survivors in a way that was meaningful. I didn't want to just sit around and talk about cancer. I wanted to do something.
My name is Osawari Ede Bonilla, or Debbie. I'm a cancer survivor. Before cancer, my life was rather normal. I lived in Lagos, Nigeria with my family. I enjoyed hanging out with my sisters. I worked hard and played harder. I had lots of fun. In 2012, my sister and I came to the United States so that I can get treatment for stage 4 invasive ductal carcinoma, cancer of the breast. It was as though as soon as I discovered the cancer, it began to spread. It quickly took over my left breast, then my right, and then it began to spread to my neck. When I was in Nigeria, I had 2 surgeries and chemotherapy. The chemotherapy almost killed me. I had to leave Nigeria. I couldn't trust the doctors to fix what they had done. I needed the right chemotherapy and good doctors, and I needed it quickly. With the help of some Nigerian celebrities, bloggers, and everyday people, I raised 6 million euros, 37,000 American dollars. I used the money to come to Howard University Cancer Center. Since arriving, I had 3 rounds of chemotherapy, and I have had radiation. I'm scheduled for a double mastectomy. My doctor said that it's going to take up to 10 years to treat this cancer. I plan on living a long time, so I'm not bothered by this timeline. I participated in the Exposures Project because I love taking pictures, and I love being photographed. Pictures can be so powerful. During my campaign in Nigeria, I took a lot of topless photos. I wanted people to see what the cancer was doing to my body. My goal is to make cancer visible. I don't know if pictures can create a cancer-free world, but they may help.